And we are live. Welcome to the process. I think I've got everything set up here. Back. Yep, looks like it's good. So that's going to work. I can see it now. Finally refreshing on the phone. This is the process. It is Friday, February 25th. I am Josh Engleman. I am here to break down a 9-game NBA slate, making sure I'm not on mute. I think everything should be good. I think we're set up. Feeling good here today. A little bit more energy than I had yesterday. The lack of cocktails last night certainly helps. Mark Walton, Anthony Edwards is frustrating. Yeah, that was a rough one for Edwards last night. Not ideal. Not ideal. Weird night last night, just in general. I haven't been playing. It's hard for me to play while I'm at my parents' house. But yeah, Edwards wasn't the guy, that's for sure. Good morning, everybody. Good to see the coffee cups. Good to see the good mornings out and about in chat. Let's see. I didn't make a tweet. I know that. So I should probably retweet a tweet. Let's go ahead and do that just so people see it. Bang. Done. 1 for 11, 0 for 6 from 3 for Edwards. That is rough. That is rough. I need to put something in front of my phone so it stops sliding. What can I use? What the hell did I use yesterday? That's the more important question. We'll use the Seinfeld DVD. I should keep it in place. There we go. Now it won't go anywhere. I got a Seinfeld, season 1 of Seinfeld, season 1 and 2 of Seinfeld DVD holding my phone in place. Probably just should have brought my phone mount, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about. This is going to take a while. Figure we're going to finish this one up around 8 a.m. So buckle up. Again, 9-game slate. Although, honestly, in a weird way, today might even be easier than yesterday. Obviously, there's 2 more games, so it should take a little bit longer. But we're also back. Like, everybody's back. Every team that didn't play yesterday was either traveling and doing a shoot-around or a practice. So we probably have a large chunk of information. And my guess, I don't know if this is true, my guess is that there's a relatively limited amount of questionable tags. So that's what we're going to find out. Philip Sharp, Ayton was bad also. Yeah, although we had somebody saying Ayton was a lock yesterday in Live Before Lock. That was a not great sentence. Well, let's get into it here. I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to start breaking some of this down. And more importantly, I'm ready to drink some coffee. So you guys know the drill. First and foremost, rise and grind. I wish I don't have anything to point to, but go rise and grind. That's the number one thing. 3 teams on back-to-back, Philip. Why would the NBA give anyone a back-to-back on the first 2 days after the All-Star break? It's whatever. It doesn't matter. Those will suck. I got my coffee. I hope you guys do as well. Whether you have a coffee, tea, water, beer, hot dogs, chicken nuggets, whatever your morning is, joints. Join me in this cheers to winning money. Cheers. There we are. Let's get it done. Let's close out this week already. I'll be honest, it feels like a Tuesday show. Nice that me taking a break for a little bit. Alrighty. First one up. Toronto Raptors in Charlotte. Raptors 2.5-point favorites, 225 total. Actually thought that would have been a little bit higher. Fred VanVleet questionable. I just want to see why he's questionable, because I assume he's playing, but I don't really know what's going on with him. Hey, NBC Sports. If I click on Fred VanVleet's little doodad here, why don't you pop up? Cool. Let's try this again. All right, Fred VanVleet. If I click your little doodad here, nothing. Okay, so there it is. All right, expected to be available. We're not changing anything here for the old Raptors. We know what we're doing. Sat out that last game before the All-Star break, but not so sure that matters here. So we've got Siakam in for 38 minutes. That feels fine. I've got Van Vliet in for 38 minutes. That feels fine. I've got Gary Trent in for 37. I think that feels fine. Anunoby in for 37. I want to make that 36. What else we got? Barnes, maybe 34 works. So then Boucher, probably the guy that needs the extra minute. Kem Birch seems fine at 16. Thad Young seems fine at 12. I didn't give Precious minutes, which I think is going to be what happens moving forward. But we'll see. I don't think it matters. Rates are all the same. Everybody's been in, so I think Toronto is just in the books. And it's a great spot against Charlotte, too. Let's not forget, this is one of the fastest teams in basketball and one of the worst defenses in basketball. Yeah, I like the idea of chicken and waffles with chicken nuggets. Like McDonald's, obviously good chicken nuggets, but like a McDonald's chicken nugget on top of a waffle covered in syrup and hot sauce sounds fantastic to me. That sounds absolutely fantastic. I don't know if you guys watch Binging with Babish. I want to say that he made waffles out of chicken. I feel like I watched that. Anyway, we'll go to Charlotte. I'm going to go ahead and assume... Oh, no, I remember seeing Charlotte injury news come in yesterday. There's like some Q tags and shit on McDaniels and Martin. Nope, they were doubtful tags. Doubtful on Richards, doubtful on McDaniels. Still no Gordon Hayward. Cody Martin, though, is back. Okay. So the only guy we got to worry about here is Cody Martin. And we are going to have to worry about him for sure. It is going to remove Book Night. That leaves me 17 minutes. So maybe I don't actually have to worry about him all that much. 36 for LaMelo. I'm going to go to 35. Terry Rozier had been playing 38 minutes a game. I got him in for 37. I'm going to keep that. I got 28 for Oubre. Oh, man, his minutes are so difficult. I'm going to leave that. 38 for Miles Bridges. I'm going to make that 37 as well, same as Rozier. Got 28 for PJ Washington. I'm going to bump that up a little bit. Mason Plumlee in for 28. That I don't feel comfortable with at all. I'm going to take that down to 26. Gets me 22 for Montrezl Harrell, plus another 8 gets him to 30. Ah, man, this is tricky. I'm going to leave PJ Washington at 28. I don't really know what else to do with that dude. I'm going to move 12 of Bridges' minutes to the 4. And that allows me to give 19 minutes to Cody Martin. Yeah, I mean, S&P, you're right. You're right. I'm just like, my ideal nugget is a chicken nugget from McDonald's. Now, I know that's not a highest end, but it's my everyday driver. So that's why I went to the McDonald's nugget. Feel free to make that a homemade nugget. All right, game 1 in the books. I have to update my boom rates because they have been changed. Can't always be looking at 5x plus 10. Know what I mean? All right. Toronto. Oh, God, my dome is itchy. All right, lots to like here for Toronto. And surprise, surprise, stop me if you've heard this before, but Siakam, Van Vliet, Trent, Anunoby, and Barnes all look good. Differing degrees, I'd say Van Vliet, 8K on FanDuel, Anunoby, 5,400 on FanDuel. Very clearly the two that stand out the most. I'd say Gary Trent looks least good of the 5 starters for Toronto, but you're getting 34 minutes or more of decent to good per minute guys against a fast, poor defense. Charlotte, third in pace, low in defensive rating, play a lot of Raptors. When we go to Charlotte, I think Miles Bridges looks all right, but he's pretty much priced at his ceiling when everybody's healthy. Terry Rozier looks fine. LaMelo looks fine. Much more so on FanDuel where he's 8,800. And then I actually think Montrezl Harrell, 5,600 on DraftKings, looks pretty good. It's actually probably the second best option here. I really need to figure out a different way to display this stuff for the show. We'll figure it out one day. I do love a McMuffin, though. SMP. Now you got me thinking about it. Sausage McMuffin with cheese. That is my jam. Just something about the way the cheese interacts with like the mildly charred, salty sausage on a crunchy English muffin. Look, I don't care what anybody says. A sausage McMuffin with cheese, which is what, like $1.50. That is a banging breakfast sandwich if you need to get something on the go. You're not getting bad taste in that one. That much I can guarantee. We're on to game number 2. Oklahoma City Thunder. No, so the Thunder are on a back-to-back. Great. Chris, you're absolutely right. McDonald's breakfast is the best. It really, really is. They've created something that tastes exceptional in the McMuffin and is easily repeatable and incredibly cheap. Like they knocked that out of the park. I'm surprised they don't even make like that'd be such a good side of the road type shack. Just sausage McMuffins and coffees. That's the only thing. Doc Major, is that not the price? I mean, I would have said $1 if I'm being perfectly honest, not $1.50. I'm pretty sure sausage McMuffin's a $1 menu item. I could be wrong though. See, Melvin, I've never been a McGriddles guy. Not that I dislike it, but it just seems too much. All right, Oklahoma City at Indiana. Well, you live in California, man. Everything is too expensive and stupid in California. Like, I live in a city, 150,000 people or some shit. I think they're $1. I'd be shocked if it's more than 2. Yeah, California doesn't count. All right, let's do Oklahoma City. I'm guessing, like, does Favors play now? Favors played 18 minutes yesterday. I don't know if he could play a back-to-back. Holy shit, like, who the hell knows? Has he played any back-to-backs? 5, 7, 9, 11. Fuck if I know, man. This team sucks. Does Shea play on a back-to-back? Like, have we heard anything there? I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't. There we go, Mark. Doc Major. I'm not sure a lot of people miss Camp Lejeune, but I get where you're going with it. Do you miss all the gun stores and strip clubs in Jacksonville? I don't even... What do we do here? What do we do? Do we just leave the same rotation that we had yesterday for this team? I think that's what we got to do. Like, it's not like anybody other than Dort, Wiggins, Shea, Giddey, Wiggins are going to pop here. Like, by the way, Aaron Wiggins played 20 minutes yesterday because Vit Krejci played 20 minutes. Baisley didn't play nearly as much as anyone thought. So I'm going to go ahead and bump some of these minutes down a skosh. Take him to 28. Take that up to 11. Jacksonville, North Carolina, better than 29 Palms, California. Not a lot of people are going to agree with that, no matter what 29 Palms looks like. I say that as someone that flew into Jacksonville 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I'm just keeping the same rotation from yesterday. Other than maybe taking another minute off of Isaiah Roby, getting him to 24. Did Maladon play? Not really. Yeah, we're just going to go with this. They're on a back-to-back. We don't have the information. There's no... I probably spent too much time on it already. Indiana we could actually handle, though. Let's check out the Pacers. Pacers have Malcolm Brogdon probable. Holy shit. We got to delete this entire rotation then. Done. Q tag on Duarte. Sore big left toe. Okay. Still no Miles Turner. Isaiah Jackson back. Goga back. We can. This is a slightly different team today. That's fun to see. Smaller than Jacksonville. Okay. Let's do it. Why not? We're having fun today. 29 Palms. I don't know, man. 26,000 people feels like a lot of people. One of the entry points to Joshua Tree? Dude. Doc. What are you talking about, man? What's Sky's the Limit Observatory? You got a casino and an observatory? My man. And an airport? Which I don't get the sense you're going to tell me is very big, but... I want to go to the observatory, which has 4.7 stars, 254 reviews. I'm guessing the skies are incredibly clear, so sign me up for this. Sign me up for Tortoise Rock Casino just to screw around. Probably not the nicest casino in the world, but that's fine by me. You can go to Hats Off Labradors, dog breeder. That's a thing. Glass Outhouse Art Gallery. I want to go here. I want to go to 29 Palms. How dare you say this is worse than Jacksonville? Jacksonville is pawn shops, gun stores, strip clubs, and Popeye's chicken. I'm Team 29 Palms. Are you allowed to SMP? So that was my first thought, but I wonder if you're not allowed to have a number and a name. I don't know. Let's project Indiana because I've already taken this one off the rails and we're already at 650 and this is team number 4. Clearly I have no idea how many minutes Malcolm Brogdon can play. He's been out for so long that he hasn't played in the past 30 days. Let's assume I'm going to go 26 minutes to Brogdon. We're going 36 minutes to Tyrese Halliburton. I'm going 34 minutes to Buddy Hield. Goga Batadze. Minutes have been all over the place. I'm going to go 20 to Goga. Maybe 24 to Isaiah Jackson, who has also been largely out for a while. Remember, Tristan Thompson not there anymore. Oh, man. Do Goga and Isaiah Jackson just split the center minutes? Is that what happens? They don't have to because of O'Shea Brissett and because of playing Oklahoma City, but you know, Brissett has played, I don't know, probably 30 minutes. We got to make sure that we get everybody relevant into this first. This team, like, I mean, LeVert, Sabonis, like, I need all these guys to fall off of this at some point. Oh, yeah, they have Jalen Smith, too. Does Jalen Smith just play the backup 4? Probably. I'm going to assume Chris Duarte plays. And plays, I don't know, 32 minutes. That's an 8-man rotation, leaves me 16 for Lance, and that actually works. And that doesn't put Terry Taylor on the floor, Dwayne The Rock Washington, Kiefer Sykes, but I think everything there looks fine. Now, in terms of rates, where do I even start? Because if Brogdon's back, everything's different. Now, I am going to bump Halliburton. But I'm not sure. Like, obviously, Halliburton and Brogdon have no sample together. So what we're really worried about is, well, one, what has Tyrese Halliburton's usage rate been just since he's been there? Because at the very least, it's not going any lower, or like it's not going to be higher than that number if Brogdon comes back. So Halliburton in 155 minutes, 20.8% usage rate. So I'm going to put him in for 21. 20.5. It's not going to get any better. Actually, let's just go flat 20. So, not like, let's look at Malcolm Brogdon on, but let's take off Domantas Sabonis and Karis LeVert. Because that's everybody that would like really eat any usage. And I think McConnell makes for like a decent Halliburton analog. Because in this case, Brogdon's played 160 minutes on the court when Sabonis and LeVert have been off. Brogdon has a 29% usage rate. I'm not going to go to 29, but I am going to go to like 27. And then I don't really think that I need to change anybody else's rates. I assume like Buddy Hield and Chris Duarte just take what comes to them. So let's call that for Indiana. Let's see how this game ends up looking. Remember, OKC on the back-to-back. We don't know what they're doing. And honestly, outside of Shea and flat minimum on FanDuel, Aaron Wiggins, you probably don't want to get to Oklahoma City all that much anyway. So that's good. On the Indiana side, very tricky. No standouts. So, like, no one here looks as good as anything from Toronto or any of the best plays from Charlotte. But Goga's 4,100 on FanDuel. Like, if Goga's the starting center, I think that looks pretty good. You know, you can make a case for $6,300 Buddy Hield on DraftKings. You can... I don't think you could really make too much of a case for Brogdon, although 6,100 on FanDuel opens up the door. It's just not that appealing of a game, at least as of right now. We'll see what Adam has to say about it at 10 o'clock on the strategy show. Let's go to game number 3. So 2 games in, 24 minutes in. We're taking our sweet time. Houston at Orlando. Houston 4-point dogs in Orlando, 228 total. Check this one out. Who's available for the Rockets? Is this just a normal... That's not the one we want. Is this just a normal Houston Rockets team today? Porter available, Gordon available, no Garuba. So yes, this should be pretty easy. Let's I'm gonna just delete everything just to make it cleaner to rebuild. We're gonna go 32 minutes to Kevin Porter. We're gonna go 33 minutes to Jalen Green. We're gonna go 32 minutes to Christian Wood. We'll get Jayshawn Tate in there for his 28. Kenyon Martin, 20. Might play a little bit more, but I just want to get a baseline in here. I'm going to say that I'm going to guess Schroeder goes straight back to at least just backing up the point guard spot. So we need Eric Gordon, Garrison Matthews. So Gordon's going to be in for, 29. Şengün straight backup. At least. We get Garrison Matthews in for 24. Willing to take Schroeder up to 20. Who are we missing? Oh, I can give a couple extra minutes here. Kenyon Martin. Now I just have 2 left over, and I don't really have a person I want to give them to, so Josh Christopher, come on down. Now, we know that we need to put Kevin Porter back on the floor here. So let's do that. Let's grab the rates for Houston, because this one now matters. So we're going to say games where Christian Wood, Kevin Porter, Jalen Green all started. I definitely want Eric Gordon to have played. That should cover me, right? Hit that like button if you haven't done it yet. I have no idea how many there are on the show. All I can do is just sort of look at my phone to my left. Wow, David Nwaba's played a lot. Anyway, we're all right. Let's grab these rates. Let's get the correct projections in for the crappy Houston Rockets. Curious to see who they end up with in the draft. They're a really weird team to me moving forward. Whoop, that's too far. All right, that's 1. That's assists. And that is rebounds. Done. All right. This should be a really quick update of Houston. We should only have to really look at like 3 or 4 rates before it all fills itself in. We will start with Christian Wood, 23.5% usage rate. Every other rate basically stays the same. A little bit more rebounding. We'll go to Kevin Porter Jr. next, 23.7% usage rate. So most of these guys are just at their normal rates, which is always helpful from a projection standpoint. Jalen Green, 23% usage rate. That all looks fine. Everybody else sort of just falls into place. I'm going to keep Şengün at his backup rates. Otherwise, this is what we're looking for. Calling it on Houston right away. That easy. Then we go to Orlando. I'm sure they're complicated. I think everybody's available for Orlando, at least. I don't know if any of the old guys are back. Fultz getting close. Isaac not close. Mo Wagner out. RJ Hampton back. I assume we should be thinking about RJ Hampton like playing a non-insignificant amount of minutes here. Do they buy out Terrence Ross or Gary Harris? I don't know. All right, Cole Anthony. 33 minutes looks fine. Jalen Suggs, 31 minutes. Feels light. I'm going to rebuild this entire rotation, actually, just to make life a little bit easier. So there's 33 for Anthony, 32 for Suggs. Wendell Carter Jr., I'm putting in for 30. Bamba, I don't even know. Say 4. I mean, if I'm the Rockets, I'm taking the best player available no matter what. But the fit we're looking for is Jalen Green, not Şengün. Alrighty. Honestly, the Şengün Holmgren pairing would be interesting, but defensively, I think that would be pretty bad. Obviously, Holmgren great defensively, not going to be guarding on the perimeter at all. All right, so that's Bamba in for 24. Robin Lopez back out of the rotation. For some reason, Admiral Schofield and Iggy Brasdeikis still playing. Gary Harris played less. Chuma Okeke, 30 minutes the past 2. Minutes are definitely climbing. I'm going to give Okeke 27 minutes. I'm going to give Gary Harris the same. There's definitely going to be playing time here for RJ Hampton. I don't know how much he's going to play. I'm going to give him 16 minutes. I think that makes some sense. We can get Terrence Ross in for 20. I've got 31 minutes left over for 2 more guys. Just split that between Iggy Brasdeikis and Admiral Schofield here. Oh no, I'm missing Franz Wagner. I knew I was missing somebody obvious. 9-man rotation, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6. I think that has to be okay, though. I don't think it's going to matter either. It's Orlando. Oh, no, it's going to matter. These guys are playing Houston. I totally forgot. I don't care too much about all of these rates, so I think Orlando's about to pop. So for Houston, Christian Wood looks like the best option to me on FanDuel and DK. I think Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. look basically equal. Jalen Green's price is just so cheap on FanDuel at $4,300. I think it's worth a shot. Kevin Porter Jr. just looks solid at his price. Let's look at the Orlando side then. Yeah, wow. Cole Anthony is 6,100 on FanDuel, 7K on DraftKings. He's the best thing we've looked at so far. Mo Bamba not too far behind though. 4,500 on FanDuel, 4,500 on DraftKings. If he's playing 24 minutes, there's a lot of upside. There's value in Suggs, Wagner, Carter, Okeke. Orlando looks better than they have in a long time, and that's even with RJ Hampton back. Interesting game. Houston and Orlando. Shouldn't be, but it is. San Antonio Spurs, 2-point favorites in Washington. 224 total. I think anything weird's going on with San Antonio right now. Let's double check it. Josh Primo questionable. Romeo Langford questionable. Trey Jones is off the injury report. So this should just be the San Antonio team we saw just before trade deadline. Obviously no Derek White, no Thad Young, but everybody else is here. So we got 35 minutes in for DeJounte Murray. Yep. Josh Richardson played finally in that last game, played 14 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and knock that back a bit. 5-3, that'll work. I got Primo in for 16. We got Keita Bates-Diop potentially playing. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. 23 for Lonnie Walker. Did play a little bit more in those final 3 games, so I'm going to bump that up to 25. Vassell is up to 30 now. Yep. McBucket's in at 26. That seems about right for him. 30 for Jake Puddle. Zach Collins, 16. Are they splitting those minutes? Collins, Pirtle, yes. Collins, Pirtle, yes. Let's do that. 32 minutes for Keldon Johnson. Yep. It leaves me 12 additional minutes. It appears to be Keita Bates-Diop. Done. We're not changing any rates. San Antonio is correct already. Gerald, cash 118 out of 150. That should have been a good day for you. I don't know if anything broke free and got up towards the top, but that seemed to work if you faded the first game. No complaints there. Good work. Washington Wizards. I assume we know what's going on with those guys, too. No Kristaps Porzingis, which is fine. Q-tag on Thomas Bryant, which is fine. So this should look just like it did to close out last time. So we've got 29 minutes to Neto. I'm going to trust that for right now. Actually, we'll make it 28. 20 minutes for Ish Smith. That's the trickier part. 32 minutes for Corey Kispert. Yep, absolutely. 29 for Denny. That might even be a minute short. 36 for Kuzma is obvious. Thomas Bryant at 18 seems about right. 22 for Rui is close enough. Anthony Gill has still been playing. Daniel Gafford played. KCP at 32 feels right. Okay, that's Washington for you. No changes to the rotation from their previous game. So San Antonio, Washington, a quick one here. San Antonio, I think DeJounte Murray looks pretty good for 10K on FanDuel, 10-8 on DraftKings. Over the past 30 days, and basically without Derek White, 1.5 fantasy points per minute for Murray. That is obviously quite good. Over the past 30 days, DeJounte Murray has the 5th best per minute rate of anybody in the league, behind the three-headed monster of Embiid, Giannis, Jokic, and then Luka, actually a part of that crew for right now. DeJounte Murray, the next best individual rate. So after that, though, not a lot of interest in the Keldon Johnson, Jakob Poeltl, Devin Vassell group. On Washington, Kyle Kuzma stands out the most, 7,600 on FanDuel, 8,900 on DraftKings. Even the $8,900 price on DraftKings isn't that bad. Damn it. My wife got the Wordle, and it was hard today. 7,600 though for Kuzma on FanDuel. That looks the best. KCP would be my second favorite option. And again, a little bit cheaper on FanDuel, so that looks good. 4 games down, 5 games to go. I'm going to grab my phone quickly and send my wife my Wordle results so that she can know. Wow. I can't believe she got that as quick as she did. Smart cookie, that wife. Share. Wife. Send. Done. Gotta let her know. Haven't seen her in a week. Haven't seen my wife since Thursday of last week. Been a long one. I agree, wife. I agree. If you're watching, I agree that the Wordle people are assholes for today. Miami Heat, 5-point favorites in New York. And unless there's a bunch of guys out, this game will probably look awful, or pricing is broken. Because if these guys are priced even close to where they belong, this matchup makes it worse. So for Miami, in the last game we played, there was no Tyler Hero, and I assume he's back. Yeah, Hero in, Martin in, Dedmon in, still no Morris or Oladipo. Man, Nikola Jokic really fucked up Markieff Morris. All right, so we know Hero's back. I'm going to cut this rotation just because it's easier to type everything in. We're going to take those 14 minutes from Yurt 7. I'm going to give those Wayne Dedmon. We got 36 minutes in for Kyle Lowry. We're going 30 minutes for Tyler Hero. We're going at least 12 for Gabe Vincent. Buckwagon getting, 29? And then we get Jimmy in for 36. And then we get Duncan Robinson in for, 23? Max Strus in for 16, we'll say. And then Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent plays about 24 minutes a game. I got him in for 22. That just works. That's what we know. That's what we need. Unfortunately, we got to pull rates because we know this team's a little bit different. Tyler Hero makes up 30% usage when he's in. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I've heard it on a podcast or two as of late. This is going to blow people's mind. On Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero. I think most people would say that's the 4 best players on the Heat. Butler, Bam, Hero, Lowry have played 65 minutes together this season. 65. That's nuts. Nuts. How does that happen? They're minus 15 in those 65 minutes, by the way. Cantor, my wife is not a doctor. Not a doctor. Be cool if she was, though. Wouldn't mind it. Wouldn't mind it at all. But not a doctor. I wonder if that's why they say that at the end of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. All right. Let's grab these rates for Miami. By the way, Cantor, just in case, pharma and biotech PR. So, not a doctor, but in that genre, just, not the one doing the biz. All right, I'm just going to poke these rates in here. We don't really need to talk through it all that much just because we know what we're doing here. Kyle Lowry in, Jimmy Butler in. Butler has basically no assist rate when everybody's available. Gotcha. I didn't know if you were joking or serious. I mean, you could have just thought it was no reason it couldn't have been a little different. Wow. Bam Adebayo with a really big usage rate when these guys are all available. Did not realize that. Big time assist or rebounding rate bump, too. And finally, we close it out with Hero. 27.5% usage rate for Hero. He gets a little bit more in the rebounding department. Don't have anything else I want to change for anybody, so that'll do for Miami. Can't imagine anybody looks good. Let's go to the Knicks, where we'll probably have the same problem, other than the fact that we know Kemba Walker's done for the year. Chris Moss, we're about to find out. Izzy, good morning. All right, for the Knicks, what do we need to know? Alec Burks could start, yeah. RJ Barrett, questionable. Derrick Rose, doubtful. Nerlens Noel, questionable. Okay, so I'm going to scratch starting lineup. I'm going to take Taj out of there. Nerlens Noel in. We'll give Julius Randle his 36 minutes. We'll give Obi Toppin his 12. I'm going to assume that Alec Burks starts and plays 30-plus minutes, which is generally what he does when Kemba Walker isn't playing. Played 32 minutes the last time Kemba didn't play. It's the only time Kemba didn't play in the last month, which is also fucking bonkers. So let's go 32 to Alec Burks. I'm going to go 16 to quickly at a minimum. I'm going to assume that RJ Barrett is playing and going right back to playing massive minutes. So we'll go 35 to RJ Barrett. That'll really change up the game. Fournier has just been playing big minutes. So we're going to go to I'll go 32 to Fournier. Leaves me 29 minutes for Quentin Grimes, and then probably just more minutes to Quickly. 9-man rotation. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they had been 10, 10, 10. Maybe they continue with that. Maybe they go Grimes and Reddish. Do they do something like that? We'll go 12 for Reddish. We'll go 12 for Grimes, and that'll get Quickly up to 21. Yeah, Sabonis went off in a very nice, 20-point loss or something? Congrats to that one. Still one of the not top players in the league. Might not have even been the best player in that trade. No, that's not true. He's the best player in the trade right now. All right, we're going to use that for New York. The problem is I do have to grab rates. I don't want to, but this team is actively different when they don't have Rose or Kemba starting at the point guard. So what I want to do is this. I'm going to say games where Alec Burks started. Obviously, Julius Randle started. And I want to say that RJ Barrett started. We'll say those three guys are starting. And we're going to make sure that Derrick Rose and Kemba Walker are off. Is that a big enough sample? Absolutely. So let's grab rates here. And the real problem here is that we're putting in way too much time to a Knicks team that's going to play the Miami Heat and this game's going to look terrible from a fantasy perspective. Again, this game has a 211 total and is putrid. Don't worry, guys. Next process show, I'll be back in my office. We'll have dual screen action working again. We could really get ourselves moving. Hell, I might have a tattoo on the inside of my lip. All right, there we go. Rates are in. Now let's add them to the individual players just so we can quickly see that everyone's useless. RJ Barrett, 27% usage rate. No changes to anything else. Julius Randle, 26.5% usage rate. I'll lock that in at 27. Doesn't change anything else. Alec Burks does not do very much. Evan Fournier does. Lock his 21 in. We'll lock Emmanuel Quickly's 21.5 in. Robinson and Nerlens Noel can just hash themselves out. I am going to knock down Alec Burks a bit. You would think he'd get more assists, yet he doesn't. Actually, I don't have any other changes to make. So that game is in the books for Miami. Jimmy Butler, 8,700 on FanDuel, 8,900 on DraftKings is fine. $8,400 BAM on DraftKings is fine. There's not a lot to like here from Miami, and obviously you're not playing anybody other than Butler, Lowry, Bam, or Tyler Hero. And I think a couple of those guys won't even look good. New York Knicks. Alec Burks is 5,100 on FanDuel, 4,900 on DraftKings. He is the guy that you guys should be playing if you're playing anyone. No legitimate priorities on the Knicks. I can't imagine going to Julius Randle for 10-2 on FanDuel. I think RJ Barrett, if he's in, 6,700 on DraftKings is solid. But Burks is the best play here, and he's good, not great. So what do we got here? 4 more games to go? Yeah, we're going to be here forever. 140 people, I believe. If you haven't hit that like button yet, let me or don't let me know. Do that. Hopefully we can get to 100 in the near future. Let's go to Philly. Philadelphia 76ers, 2.5-point favorites in Minnesota, 228 total, and we should be getting the debut of James Harden. So let's start this rotation from scratch. good luck trying to figure out what James Harden's going to be doing from a usage perspective on this team. So I'm going to say that Tyrese Maxey plays 36 minutes. I'm going to say that James Harden plays 36 minutes. I'm going to say that Tobias Harris plays 36 minutes. And I'm going to say that Joel Embiid plays 34 minutes. Right away, that part's easy. The rest of this is going to get a little bit complicated. The rates here are going to be really difficult. Really, really difficult. At least for game number 1. S&P, we basically just talked that it had to be related to like one of our teams in some way. It wasn't just like a random tattoo. So like based on, the guys that went crazy for his team or whatever, since Curry won the All-Star game. So I thought about the process since it would fit because he had Embiid, but no, it's got to be more like, I don't want to say shameful, but it's got to be more related to his success or in a different way, my failure. All right, so now that Millsap is here, did he straight up back up Embiid? He did. All right, so we're going to give Paul Millsap those 14 minutes. And then I'm going to give Niang the backup run at the 4. And then some. Let's get him up to 18 minutes. I'll give Shake Milton the backup point guard run. We'll get Danny Green in for 20 minutes. We'll get Matisse Thybulle in for 24 minutes. And then maybe 10 minutes for Korkmaz? I don't know. I don't really feel comfortable about that, but at the same time, I don't think we're playing anybody from the bench of Philly on a 9-game slate, so I don't give too many shits there. What is Tobias Harris's price? Is Tobias Harris's price broken? 7,500 on FanDuel, 7,200 on DraftKings. Did I give him too many minutes? Yep. I did. Figured it out. I was just like, man, he's popping like crazy. That's because I gave him 72 minutes. Yeah, I know they signed Willie Cauley-Stein. I don't think they care. None of that matters. I don't care who the backup center is. All right. From a rates perspective, I think that I basically just lock in Embiid and Harden to what their normal shit is. I'm going to give Embiid 37% usage. I'm going to give James Harden 28, and I think that everybody else is just going to fall in line after that. Actually, I guess I got to lock in Tobias too. He won't go any lower than like 20, so your guess is as good as mine on Philly rates. We'll see what that ends up looking like, because let's not forget here, this is an incredible matchup for Philly. Incredible. You get the Minnesota Timberwolves on a back-to-back. Sign me up. And speaking of Minnesota on a back-to-back, I'm going to just leave the exact same rotation they had in yesterday. I don't know how or why I would want to change any of that. Jaden McDaniels played a lot less than I would have expected. Vanderbilt played a little bit more. So did Taurean Prince. So I'm going to get Jaden McDaniels down to 26 minutes. Just give a couple extra minutes to Taurean Prince. I know Beasley had a good day off the bench, but we're just taking whatever we had yesterday. So, Philly, James Harden, 9,600 on FanDuel, shooting guard, small forward. He's 10.9 on DK. I don't mind the 10.9 price. 9,600 on FanDuel. Like, I'm happy to go to Harden, even with the question marks and not knowing what he's going to be doing. Joel Embiid is 11K on FanDuel, 11.6 on DraftKings. I mean, maybe he doesn't maintain 37% usage, but I see no reason to suspect that it changes drastically. I'm happy to go to Embiid. I think you can make a case for Maxey on DraftKings at 6,400. And I know what people are going to say. that I'm crazy, that I always like Tyrese Maxey. I get it. I have Tyrese Maxey with a 16% usage rate and 0.8 FanDuel points per minute in this game. 0.8. He's been a 0.9 guy, and he was 0.9 in the last 30 days. I am discounting Tyrese Maxey for sure. Still looks okay at 6,400 for me. And then Tobias Harris seems okay, but boy, is his life going to get pretty crappy. X-Wody, mac and cheese was great. I had 2 bowls of it. I shouldn't have, but I did. For Minnesota, I'm going straight back to Anthony Edwards. Didn't go well yesterday. You should not be changing your mind. Price went down on FanDuel too, 7,600. D'Angelo Russell also looks great. I'd be happy to get Vanderbilt or Beverly or Towns. Towns is going to look not all that great by the time we get to the end of it, but any one of those 5 guys is going to be okay. And then, if you need a value play and you want to take a flyer, like 5% owned Jaden McDaniels, 5% ownership on Jaden McDaniels won't be too crazy. 3 more games to go. We've been going for an hour. We got, 150 people in here or something? Can I refresh this and find out how many likes we have? I guess we can. I guess I can, right? I could do whatever I want. 145 people, 71 likes, 72 now that I liked it. Smart. Gotta help myself. Ooh, Nate, mac and cheese on the smoker. That sounds like a really good idea. I bet you only need to have it out there for like a half hour, 45 minutes, just enough to give it a little kiss of smoke. New Orleans Pelicans, 7.5 point dogs in Phoenix, 224 total. And for the Pels, I'm guessing we've got, same as it was, no Zion, no Larry Nance. Yep. So I don't think we're going to be changing this rotation. I got 36 in for CJ. Maybe you want to give him more. 28 for Devontae Graham. I know he's coming off the bench now, so maybe we make that 26. Alvarado didn't play their last game. I don't know if that's going to be commonplace or not. I got 31 in for Jovel. Seems fine. 13 for Willie. And Willie Hernan-Gomez didn't play. That's interesting. Jackson Hayes seems to be around like 26 or so. So let's bump him up to 26. Actually, let's bump him up to 28. No, we'll keep it at 26. There we go. We'll do something like that. 35 for Brandon Ingram. I like. 32 for Herb Jones. I like. Tony Snell played 28 minutes. I'm going to give him more minutes. One, it's Tony Snell, so like I can give him whatever I want. It doesn't change anything. Garrett Temple played 17. I think I can just give him those 4, take him to 19. Yeah, that'll work. No changes here for New Orleans. I think I'm good. Phoenix on a back-to-back. We did not get the Aaron Holiday start. We ended up getting Cam Johnson. I'm not surprised by that. Point book in the house. Two-thirds. I don't adjust points per minute at all. That is an output, not an input for me. All right, so Aaron Holiday still played 25 minutes. I had him in for 26 yesterday. I am going to take 1 minute away. Elfrid Payton didn't play, so there's that for everybody. Also, not surprised by that at all. We did get 20 minutes out of Landry Shamet. So we got 36 minutes in for Point Book. I got 29 in for DeAndre Ayton. I got 17 in for JaVale McGee. Torrey Craig played 20. Bump his minutes up a little bit. Cam Johnson started, played 30 minutes. Surprise, surprise. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing. That gets him up to 30. Jay Crowder played 26. I'm going to leave him at 29. I think that's fine. And then we can get Landry Shamet up to 19. And honestly, I think that I can get Torrey Craig to 20. And that's going to just be what we want for Phoenix. I'm not changing any other rates here. Cam Johnson is about to be a very interesting value play. Let's look at this one now. At Elf on a Shelf. That's great. New Orleans Pelicans. No priorities. Ingram looks okay. Herb Jones looks okay. CJ looks meh to me. Joe Val 7,400 on FanDuel. No real priorities here, though, for the Pelicans. That's a tough matchup against Phoenix, too. For Phoenix, clearly I'm willing to go to Booker. 9K and 9,200. I think he was over-owned yesterday. We'll see where that ends up today. I like Bridges for 5,600 on FanDuel, probably just as much as I like Booker. I like Cam Johnson, though, quite a bit. 4,200 on FanDuel, 4,800 on DraftKings. And then clearly, if you want to go to DeAndre Ayton or maybe even a little Jay Crowder on DK, you can. 2 more games to go. Dallas and Utah. The Dallas Mavericks are 6-point underdogs in Utah, 216 total. Don't get the sense we're going to be looking at a lot here. Maybe 2 or 3 guys from Dallas at best. Same situation on Utah. You know, it's probably just going to be like Doncic, Finney-Smith, and Brunson. We did see Spencer Dinwiddie play 30 minutes their last time out before the break. Is Bullock back? I can't remember what happened to him. Now, he got hurt properly, right? Now questionable. Hip contusion. Marquise Chris, doubtful. Trey Burke, questionable. Ntilikina back. All right, so I think we treat everybody like they're in. Complicating factor because we've only had Dinwiddie for 2 games, and we didn't have Bullock for either of those games. So I'm going to take Sterling Brown's minutes, these Pinson minutes. They can go away. At the very least, there's 18 for Bullock. I need to get 12 more for Reggie Bullock. I got 25 in for Dinwiddie, and that's fine. I got 25 in for Dwight Powell. That seems fine. I got 30 in for Maxey. It's probably too many. I'm going to take him down to 26. Got Bertans in for 14. Seems fine. 36 for Finney. 36 for Doncic. 36 for Brunson. So it basically has to come from Josh Green in order to get more minutes to Bullock. So if I get Bullock up 10 more, I got to take Josh Green down to 14. That's fine with me. No change to rates as far as I'm concerned. Dallas is good. Utah, if everybody's in, is certainly going to be the same rotation. We know what we're doing for the Jazz. So Donovan Mitchell is off the injury report. Rudy Gay is doubtful. Jared Butler is out for Utah. Same rotation that we had last time, I reckon. 29 minutes for Mike Conley, yes. 33 for Donovan Mitchell. Maybe it should be 34. Jordan Clarkson in for 27. We'll go 26, and we'll give another minute to Donovan Mitchell. I got Daniel House in for 12 minutes. Seems about right. Pascal in. We got Rudy Gobert back in for 30 minutes. Honestly, that should probably just be 32 for Gobert. We'll go 32-16. I don't see anything else that I really need to change here. So Utah and Dallas is just sort of set in stone. That's an easy one. And we don't have to change any rates. So for Dallas, it's Luka. No surprises. 11-2 on FanDuel. 11-8 on DraftKings. Fine going to Brunson-ish. Fine going to Dorian Finney-Smith. But Luka's the only good to better than good play for the Mavs. For the Jazz, Donovan Mitchell for 8,700 on DraftKings. Otherwise, you're probably not playing anyone from the Jazz. And then we close it out. Late night hammer, the Battle of Los Angeles. LA Clippers, Los Angeles Lakers. This one should be a real treat. Definitely going to need different Lakers rates because of AD being out. I'm guessing the Clippers are the same. I can't think of anybody that had been out. So obviously no Paul George and the rest of those guys. But this is just that really difficult to project Clippers rotation. Zubats, Hartenstein, Marcus Morris. Yeah, I don't have any changes here to make. I really don't. 33 for Terrence Mann is probably too many. 35 for Reggie Jackson feels right, though, but might need to pump the brakes on Terrence Mann a little bit. so that I don't get him a ton. Nard I have in for 23, so that's fine. We'll do something like that. All right, Clippers are done. Same rotation as before. Don't think that they're going to stand out. Lakers, though, we do need to do a little bit differently because of the Anthony Davis status. Is like Kendrick Nunn available yet? LeBron, Q-Tag, whatever. Melo back. No Avery Bradley, no Kendrick Nunn, no AD. Okay. So we'll start here. Russell Westbrook, 35 minutes. LeBron James, 37 minutes. Carmelo Anthony, I don't know, 27 minutes. I'm guessing we're getting some Dwight. Should be able to play along against Zubats at the very least. So let's go 14 to Dwight. We're going to go like 23 to Stanley Johnson. Who are we missing? Oh, yeah. Malik Monk is obviously going to play a bunch. Get him to 30. We'll go at 29. Parker, none of that matters. It's just a visual for me. I don't really care. Numbers can end up anywhere. It doesn't change what we're doing. Jeff, happy to have you here. Thanks. Or Stanley, I mean, they're both hurt. So, hurt players don't generally play basketball. That's usually not something that happens. So 30 minutes to THD, that's going to be an issue. 45 minutes left over for what? Austin Reeves, Trevor Ariza, and whoever the hell else shows up on this team. So we give Reeves 20 minutes. That's a 9-man rotation. I got 25 left. We can go Ariza getting 20, then like 5 minutes to Kent Bazemore. Got to grab rates, though, for the Lake Show. Clearly, this is a little bit different with no AD. So we'll say... Appreciate you pointing it out, Parker. Yeah, it's just a visual so that I can see, like, when I really have to plot out a rotation, I don't know. I will be very exact about trying to put the minutes in the right positions. But when I'm just like finishing things off, I'll just dump them anywhere because it doesn't change anything. The only thing that drives it is the total minutes. It just makes it a little bit easier when I try to project that out. So let's say Russ started. LeBron started. Let's just say AD did not play. That's a big enough sample, I think. What was that, 10 games? Maybe, something like that. 20 games? They played 20 games without AD this year? Okay. I should take Avery Bradley off, but that does not really change anything here. It's not like we're rostering anybody from the Lakers that's not LeBron, Russ, or like Monk or THD, so we don't need to see too many rates here. Russ is 7K on FanDuel. Yeah, that's going to be a major issue, I'm assuming. Like, really, really problematic. We're actually going to get done this a little bit faster than I thought we would. A couple of these teams, we zipped through these final, like, 6 teams. All right, here we go. Rates for the Lakers. Again, no AD on the floor. We start with LeBron James. 33% usage rate. Actually takes a bit of a assist rate hit. Rebounding does go up a tad. Russell Westbrook. 27.5% usage rate. 10% assist rate. 10% rebounding rate. Malik Monk. Don't have to change anything there for him. THT, 19%. I'm actually not going to change anything else for anybody. Mello. Let's go with that for right now. And let's see what we have. Clippers. Again, 1 point dogs, 223 total. Remember, it's a home game for both teams. Reggie Jackson is the only guy that I would want to play from the Clippers with any sort of confidence. 6,900 on FanDuel, still great. 7,600 on DraftKings, a little bit more correct. But then when we look at the Lakers, unquestionably, Russell Westbrook for 7K on FanDuel is the best play in this game. It's not close. 8,500 on DraftKings is still a good price for us. But on FanDuel, I mean, he might be the number one contender. So be ready for that. I think LeBron looks fine. 10-7 on FanDuel, 10-6 on DraftKings. Happy to get there. And then THT for 4,500, shooting guard small forward on DK. That's a good price. But you know what it is now, guys? It's time for crunches. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please do so right now. Let's run that like number up as we run our optimals. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for closing out this week with me. It's been fun. 4 guys projected from 53 to 57. Embiid, Doncic, Murray, and LeBron James. That should be interesting to see. So here we go. First crunch, FanDuel Optimal. What do we get? Boom. Here it is. 347.4. Fred VanVleet, Russell Westbrook, DeJounte Murray, Cole Anthony, Kyle Kuzma, Scotty Barnes, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Mo Bamba. Whew. That is an ultra balanced build and still paying up. Everybody other than Bamba, more than 5K, but you still get to Murray. Love it. I think that looks like a really strong lineup. We'll check out the power rankings now. Well, looking like Cole Anthony is going to be at the top of that list. Ooh, maybe not. Anunoby catching him. Don't think he's going to be able to run him down, though. No, it's going to be Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony at the top of the list of the power rankings. OG Anunoby 2, Russell Westbrook 3. And as you guys can see, that is a very separate tier. 32%, 29%, 27%. Next closest guy, Christian Wood at 20. So that's a big drop off. Anthony, Anunoby, and Westbrook, my 3 favorite plays today. Wood, VanVleet, DeJounte Murray, Kyle Kuzma, Reggie Jackson, Scotty Barnes, Jalen Green, Mo Bamba, Luka Doncic. Round out everybody above 15%. So that's the first one down. Round 2, DraftKings Optimal. Pricing very different today across both sites, so I'm a little curious to see what this is going to look like. We have 287.1. 2 lineups tied for the top. First one is Cole Anthony, OG Anunoby, Chuma Okeke, Cam Johnson, Mo Bamba, Alec Burks, LeBron, and D'Angelo Russell. If we switch to the second lineup, and they both spend 50K, Anthony's in both, Russell's in both, Anunoby's in both, Scotty Barnes comes in, Donovan Mitchell comes in, and Montrezl Harrell comes in. So it's Barnes, Mitchell, Harrell versus Okeke, Cam Johnson, LeBron James. I prefer this second lineup to the first one, but I still think it's fine either way. As we turn on the old rando, let's get the DraftKings power rankings here. Ooh. Sore. Okay, now DK, you can see no one's separating from the pack the same way they did on FanDuel. Like Cole Anthony and Bamba to an extent are, but not in the same vein. So it's Anthony, then Bamba, Alec Burks, OG Anunoby, Montrezl Harrell, the only guys above 15%. And then it's just flat. So DK pricing today, to me at least, looking very, very efficient. And then finally, we close it out with Yahoo, assuming everything's loaded today, and it is. Kind of makes me sad because now I have to do the contenders video for it, I think. It's fine. So, optimal lineup on Yahoo: Cole Anthony, Devin Booker, Reggie Jackson, OG Anunoby, Kyle Kuzma, Jackson Hayes, which is interesting, Montrezl Harrell, and Christian Wood. Jackson Hayes, the flat minimum today on Yahoo. We finish it out with Yahoo Power Rankings. Boom. Please don't let Jackson Hayes be at the top. Otherwise, I need to go back and look at things. Looking like Reggie Jackson, probably. Maybe Cole Anthony. It's going to be a race for the top spot. Russ, right there, too. Those three guys separated from the pack. Reggie Jackson, Russell Westbrook, Cole Anthony. Top 3 plays on Yahoo for today. We take a big step down in tier to Anunoby and Devin Booker. Those are the only 2 guys above 15%. And then it just gets ultra flat. But guys, we did it. We made it through another process show. 2 of them here from my parents' house. We've got 3 contenders videos coming out in a bit. Strategy show at 10 o'clock with myself and Adam Share. So make sure you're tuning in there. Shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring this show. Awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo. Get a free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. Cannot beat it. It's a great deal. Tons of Prize Picks content on the website. We've got tons of Prize Picks videos as well, so make sure you're checking it out. Guys, good luck tonight. Win some money. I'm not going to be around for any of the night stuff tonight, so best of luck to you guys. I hope somebody wins it big. Enjoy your weekend. We're back again on Monday. Back to normal. Doing it all one last time. This was The Process.